Hi, good evening, and welcome to the 75th episode of Let's Talk About Market. If we see the Nifty index today, it finally appears that it has broken out of the bigger consolidation that we were seeing. What it means for the market, and what are the sentiment indicators telling us, and what could be the possible behavior. That is what we will discuss today. And with today's breakout, it appears that possibly the medium term trend, which was anyways bullish, at least on the index level, that should gain momentum now. And there were been many stocks, many sectors which were laggard. I think that should start picking up. And what are some interesting sectors that we need to watch out for? I think we'll discuss that today. So let me quickly share my screen, and please, if someone can confirm if they are able to hear me properly. Uh, Sorry, I have to take to the. So yeah, if we check the the setup for the Nifty index, so if we see the all-time high that was around 26,325, today we made a new all-time high of 26,340, and we also closed above the previous high by 3 points. Now this will not be decisive, but what is more important is that there was this congestion that was there, and this risk was there that can it fall, and can it see a deeper correction. But fortunately that did not happen. Yesterday itself, the daily momentum swing, I mean the daily RMI had given a bullish crossover. In fact, not yesterday but day before yesterday, it had given a bullish crossover. And after this sideways consolidation that we saw yesterday, I mean, after that there has been a very nice move that we have seen. Now, what this means for the weekly, and in fact, what it means for the monthly chart is more important, because over here, you remember, there was a red candle that was formed, which, earlier I was a bit concerned about, but the way everything pulled up in 31st, okay, on 31st, I mean, that was very encouraging, okay. Uh, so that was very encouraging. And after that, while the bull I mean the RMI has given a crossover, I think this holds little relevance, given that it has not come back to the zero line. But nevertheless, I mean, it broadly tells us that on a higher time frame, the Nifty index is rising higher, and there is consolidation happening from time to time, but eventually, it is rising higher. And this is what we are more interested in, right? That we should get a trending move. And I think after almost a consolidation or a correction, you can say, of 1.5 year, finally this range appears to be breaking out on the upside. Now, many people may ask, what do we make out of the weekly bearish crossover? All I would say is that focus on the weekly averages and now try to trail it with the weekly averages, because there are phases in the past where you will see that the Nifty index, I mean, the RMI is in sell, but at the same time, what will happen is that the 20-week won't break, and it will keep trending higher on the 20-week. I think that is the phase that that we are likely to begin. And in fact, to be very honest, the setup is perfect, which means that if you see the sentiment indicators, I mean, there is still a lot of bearishness that is there amongst the market participants, because that is why you're seeing FIs being, short by minus 1,44,000 contracts approx. Then even if you now, who would have imagined that Nifty is sitting at an all-time high, right? And the breadth will be towards the lower end of the range. Now that is because there has been a lot of damage and carnage that has happened in the small and the mid cap index. In fact, if we look at the more medium term indicator of breadth, this also, what it does is that after an uptrend, usually what happens, there is a pause, right? In that pause, the breadth weakens and we end up seeing a correction. Okay, something very similar has happened over here. after a nice uptrend, there has been a consolidation broadly, and in this consolidation, the breadth has also come down, and there is a significant correction that we have seen. Now, I think there should be another leg of expansion that should happen, which should also lead to breadth also expanding. Okay, so broadly, this is how we are thinking, and as you know, I mean, repeatedly, I was saying that the medium term structure is in place. The only doubt was in short term. And in fact, with the way on 31st, the Nifty index had recovered and made a good comeback after finding, support at the daily averages. So this was the day of 31st, right? And this is where, I turned, a lot more hopeful and optimistic that finally we should end up seeing a breakout. And this is what, we have sort of seen today. Now, I think, as this move unfold, I think the corrections will be shallower, and we will keep seeing minor dips in the Nifty index here and there, but broadly we should be trending higher. I mean, that is how I feel. This, if I have to tell you from the swing perspective and all, because now many people do look at swing, and they would I mean, just I can just all I want to say is that don't make this mistake, because whenever out of pessimism, when there is a move, okay, you will end up getting some consolidation at higher levels, but it will keep trending higher. In fact, this is not a good example. I will show you this as a example, right? Wait, let me just do the bar charts also so that you understand. So it is over here, right? The swing had come to the overbought, and after that, you can see even after here, 23,200, it had gone to 24,300. So there was another 1,000 points in the next few days. So please don't, I mean, when we are breaking out, okay, don't do the mistake of, shorting the market, because anyways, we have seen a very good consolidation happening. Okay. So don't think that, okay, swing is in overbought, so let me short it. Okay. What, see, please understand, swing is a basket of stock on which we are checking the momentum. Okay. So while the index may rally, it is very much possible that stocks may or may not perform. Okay. So in such cases, watch out for, just keep trending. Just keep the trailing levels with the hourly averages and you will be good. But if you make that mistake of shorting, it can cost you a lot. So what I'm trying to say is that whenever the Nifty index is in a strong phase of expansion, okay, which I think we should now be seeing, because almost everyone is tired in the market, and most of the people have lost patience as well. So you will see that in strong expansionary phase, you will keep seeing pullbacks to the 40, and it will keep rising higher. Okay. And there will be a point at which it will look like it is very overstretched, and maybe that would be the point where you will be careful. I think this probably could just be getting started. This is what I honestly feel. Now, just to rule out any negative possibilities and so on. So at least in the near term, it can rise higher. If we connect all these highs, then it can rise higher towards that level, which is around 26,600 or so. And after that, we need to see what it does over here. But frankly, whatever data I'm seeing and so on, I suspect that we should be heading higher, and we should be seeing a strong move. And moreover, I think we should be seeing a breadth expansion, because one thing, I don't know how many people of you all would have noticed, the mid cap index has made a new high, right? It has made a new high over here today. Sorry, this is the weekly chart, but it has made a new high. And if you look at the daily chart, what has happened is that it broke out, retested, and now again it is looking to expand on the upside. Similarly, small cap index as well, it had taken resistance around the upper end of the channel. It went back, and now it is breaking and decisively breaking above the 40-day exponential average. Similar case with microcap as well, where it took support at the lower end of the channel and now again trying to bounce back. So in this case, please understand that there will be some pullbacks that can come from time to time, but I think I am expecting a very strong move in the coming weeks and months. And I think we should brace for that, because there has been a lot of pain that people have seen already. And I think we are more or less done, or we are I think whatever lows that we made recently, that should be important lows, and I'm not expecting those lows to be broken. Now, what could change, right? I mean, so let's talk about what are the things that you also need to watch out for in case of a trend reversal. So, if the averages breaks on the downside, or this trending line, I mean the rising trend line breaks on the downside, then it will not be a good sign. Okay. Similarly, if you see the bank nifty index, it has also been trending higher at the averages and rising higher. If this moving average breaks on the downside, it may not be good. Similarly, for the mid cap index, maybe this formation of higher top higher bottom structure, which it has started from here, right, that should not break. I mean, similar case for the small cap index, where this higher top, higher bottom structure, whatever it has started to form, that should not break. So, of course, I'll be putting out some warnings as well, as and when I see. But at this point of time, I'm very hopeful that we should see a good breadth expansion. That is also because if we see the Nifty, I mean, the PSU index has made a roaring comeback. Okay, and this is what I have been mentioning for some time now as well. If you all remember that, while watching the sectors, watch out where the multi-year breakouts are, right? I mean, if you see PSU, this is what the multi-year breakout was. Okay, and please understand that whenever you see almost a 14-15 year kind of breakout, in fact, this is 2007. Okay, and we almost saw a breakout in 2023, so that is a 16-year breakout, right? 16 years of breakout doesn't end in 1 year of uptrend. Okay, because over here, if you see from May to August, it rallied, and after that it has fizzled out. So I don't believe that this will end in I mean, this will end up completing so easily. I think there is quite a move that is left over here. Uh, Similar thing, if you see in Nifty Metal, we are seeing that, right? Sorry, let me take BSC Metal because that has a better history. So, BSC Metal, I've already drawn this line. We are seeing this major breakout. In fact, to all those who don't know, even Power has a similar setup, where this was a big range that was broken on the upside. There was a pullback. There has been enough consolidation that we have seen, and now it is ready to move higher, right? So there are lots and lots of things that are there. Of course, FMCG has gone in dumps mainly because of ITC, and this again is now not looking a good pattern. I mean, I was very hopeful that this range will break, but now as the market is picking up, stick with the outperformers, because that is where you should be able to make money, and in fact you should not end up losing money, at least if not anything. So I think this is the market where maybe the high beta stocks, I mean, if you see any of these index, all of them are getting charged up. And more importantly, in most of these indices, what has happened is that there has been a meaningful correction as well. In fact, even if you see infra, it is very much similar to mid cap index, where there is a nice cup and handle pattern that has formed. After that, it has broken out, retested, and now again it is looking to rise higher. So focus on the sectors where there is good trend, and which is trending above the averages and so on. And I think you should be rewarded over there, because just to give you an example of PSU Bank, right? We were talking about this, that it is holding above the averages. So over here, there were some concerns that was there, because even on RRR, energy, it was toning down, but after that, it has made a very, very good comeback. And just to give you a context, why I'm talking about medium term trends is because of this, right? You see this, even PSU Bank, it had broken out this, and you see what happened, right? Up move, sorry, there was an up move, pullback, and now again it is rising higher. This is advancing at a much stronger pace. I mean, most of PSUs are, somewhere over here, basically. After an up move, there was a consolidation and they are just consolidating over here. I think we should end up seeing good trending moves. And that's where, once you are, once you find out which are the sectors you want to watch out for, you just can simply go to heat map scanners or any of them and try to find some interesting stock ideas, which should also, help you to make money. And the other thing is that one thing that I would recommend is that also do check out on valuations as well. Okay, because we have seen a lot of recent casualties in EMS. Okay, in which case those were the stocks where the valuations were very high. In fact, now it has corrected meaningfully, but always look out for the valuations. Just make sure that they are not towards the upper end of the range. If that happens, it's a problem. But if that is not the case, you should be good. Okay, so watch out for the sectors where the valuations are either around the averages or below the averages, because that would somewhat give you a valuation comfort as well. Okay, and for each sector, we have given some recommended valuation. You can go through them and check those, and I'm sure you would find it very helpful. Okay, so I think that's it from my side. I think uh, we can take up the questions if you all have any, because more or less things have come confirmed on the upside. So I would want to know if you all have any query as to how to scan and all those things, and if you are having any doubt in any specific scanners, please let me know. Infra, is there any ETF? Infra, I don't know, Abhijit. There might be some ETF. I would imagine. You can just Google it. See, here you have. There is Nippon. There is Best Infra ETF. So I think Nippon is actually the best one because it has many, ETF, and the liquidity is also fairly good. Can you show how to spot call unwinding and put addition in option chain in intraday? So you're talking, Dinesh, this from for Nifty, or you're talking in general for stocks? So Kushwant is saying, I think Monday is a selling day. Selling day, by what do you mean by that? I don't expect any big corrections now. There can be consolidation, but I don't think there will be big correction. So that is how I'm thinking at this point of time. So, okay. So Dinesh, see, for everything, it may not be possible. Because then you will have to look at it individually. But if you want to see during the day, this is what I look at. Okay. So, supposingly, where is it that you mentioned that the put additions are happening? So, put additions are happening very strong on Bosch, then Phoenix Limited, and so on. Okay. Where is it that the call unwinding is happening sharply? It is basically over here. Okay. You can see over here, Nalco 340 call has seen a lot of unwinding, and there is actually 330 where there is highest call open interest. So I don't know what's happening here because 330 call are not unwinding, but 340 are unwinding. So I mean, see, this will give you a bird's eye view. Okay, so say for example, Nalco, you can see that 330 call and 300 put has highest open interest so far. And in fact, if you see put addition, 340 has seen a greater put addition. So I'm not sure why 330 guys have not moved out because 340 call has already moved out. So you need to dig deeper into this, but this is what typically happens. I mean, once it goes above the resistance level, which is above the call area, you will typically see some unwinding, and then you will see people moving to higher strikes. So this screen in one glance will tell you where is it that the highest open interest, where is it that OI addition is happening the highest, and where is it that there is highest liquidation. So that will help you to understand what is happening in that stock. So I'm sure this will kind of help you to spot where where there is a lot of activity happening in call input. Okay. uh, so someone is saying that, Jay, I understood your daily swing view, but also call minus put shows negative and shows on the hourly channel also. It has reached the top from December 23. Hourly, I don't think. See, okay, let me first address this. So, where is it that it has reached the upper end of the channel? I think you're talking. Oh, okay. I understood. I think you're talking of this channel. And in fact, over here also there is some room left. By the way, so that is one thing. But see, I have told this again in the past as well, that focus more on the trend, and once there is a strong trend that is happening around that time, you be a little careful. Okay. So now see, call minus put. Okay, you're saying that it might come to negative, and that will. Wait, let me just read your question again properly. Call minus put OI shows negative, which shows correction of day or two. Okay. So call minus put, you're right that it can show a correction of 1 or 2 days, but please try and understand what the big picture is telling you. Okay. Don't lose sight of that because of 1 or 2 days of move. Please note over here that over, see, this is what I'm saying, that when there are strong trending markets, I mean, just to give you a context, it never used to happen prior to COVID. Okay. I mean, prior to COVID, it used to stay in red for a very, very long time. Okay. If you can see this period, this was entire red that was happening. Okay. I don't know what has happened, especially post 2023. I think, somewhere over here, I don't know what has changed, what shifted, but 1 or 2 days of move and there used to be correction. Okay. But there were days where it used to be in red for quite some time. Okay. So don't lose sight of that. I mean, recently that is not happening, but this has happened in the past. Okay. So don't be 100% sure that we cannot see this happening, because in the past, I mean, prior to 2020, even during 2021, it has stayed in red for a very, very long period of time. Okay. So please note that part first. Okay. And the second question that you had was, okay, channel top. Channel top, I already told you. I mean, it is at 24, 26, 400, 420 or so, which is still again an 100 point away from here. And all what will happen is that it will touch the upper end of the channel and it will go sideways. Okay, if that happens, then again, I mean, all this will not work. Basically, that is what I'm trying to say. When it is a strong trending move that happens, these all short-term indicators will end up showing divergence. So please keep that in mind. All this time I was focusing them on lot because we were stuck in a range. And when it is stuck in a range, it works amazingly well for overbought and oversold zone to spot overbought oversold zone within a tight range. Okay. but always remember that when it is going to trend now, I am sensing that it is going to trend. Okay, it has not trended so far, but I'm sensing, given the way the sentiment is and everything and all the factors, that's where I'm sensing that you might end up getting a strong trending move. And if at all it is a strong trending move, swing, average swing, and all these guys will just show divergence, and it will keep showing multiple divergence. But the best way is then to trail it with the hourly averages. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. Uh, Abhijit says how to get into. I think you're referring to call minus put. So over here, you need to hover, go to options, and go to strike OI insights. So you will be able to get into this screen. Okay. Akash, in Nifty call minus put swing, we wait for the same hourly correction. So yes, I mean, see, as a discipline, what you have to do is that if you have missed one move over here, then you might need to wait a bit patiently to come to the lower end and then rise higher. Okay, because what we usually recommend is that try to get when the uh, I mean, the RMI is going below the zero line or touching the zero line and then turning around. That helps you to, ride the wave. If you try to ride it prematurely, I mean, over here, like you're seeing, right? I mean, this, if you remember, I had even spoken about this, that there is a bullish crossover that is happening. You then need to wait for the hourly averages to break on the upside, and that's where you'll have opportunity. So that's there now. I don't know. I mean, see, ideally, the best entry point will be that if at all we end up seeing some correction, consolidation, and in this consolidation, if it comes back to the hourly averages and then rise higher, then it will be a good opportunity. So yeah. So ideally, I mean, that's how you can optimize your entry, Akash. Or of course, I mean, if swing, average swing, and all those things, if they go to 20 or so for some reason, I don't know, then it can end up becoming a good buy. Mohan says pre-budget rally in finance, infra, railway. For contra, we can see IT. Yeah, definitely. So yeah. But yeah, the broad point is that I mean, for the first time, I'm getting a little more confidence of a broad-based rally. All this while it was very narrow. So finally, we are getting some confirmation of a broad-based rally. Now I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that you know uh, hope we end up seeing trending moves. Uh, Deepak, can you suggest top sectors from this session? I have understood that power, PAC, metal. Yes, I think you've understood right, and I have tried to mention, all those sectors, where we have ended up seeing, a multi-year breakout. So yeah, I mean, you can try and apply this on stocks and sectors as well. And just to let you know, I mean, so this is just as an example. Don't try to play against the trend, okay? Because why I'm saying this is because when you see the capital goods, I mean, it had a same pattern, and I thought, it will not rally. I mean, I had done this mistake earlier. That's why I'm telling you. I mean, this was the range, okay? And broadly, this was the multi-year breakout that it had seen, somewhere over here. I mean, when something gives a multi-year breakout, you ideally should not doubt it. Okay. See what had happened over here also. Up move, then there was this consolidation. More or less, the PSUs are somewhere in this phase. Be it PSUs. I mean, metals are, they have started to advance. So, most of them are, I would say somewhere around this phase only. The one I have circled over here or over here. Uh, in fact, power is the only one that is now starting to recover, right? So that's there. And in fact, if you see the power stock charts, I mean, for example, something like Torrent Power, and you end up seeing the monthly chart, they look so good. I mean, exactly the kind of patterns that you would want. Up move, pullback. In this pullback, RMI cycle has gone back to zero, and now they are turning around, right? And this is almost the case for any of the power stock. You take Tata Power, you will have this similar pattern. Up move, consolidation happening. If you take, I think, NTPC has seen some deeper correction. Okay, but again, similar, cycle completed and now they're trying to turn around. So, there are lots of sectors. I mean, you just need to find the stocks, is what I'm trying to say. I've already tried to give you a clue with, what are the sectors that you need to watch out for. I mean, if you dig deeper, it won't take much time for you to spot the stocks as well. Something like Nalco, this, as a disclosure, we had recommended to our clients. So over here also, what had happened was that there was a breakout. Again, I mean, these are very classic examples: breakout, pullback, and then an up move, right? Breakout, pullback, and up move. I mean, this is usually how things work out, right? You see over here, it pulled back to the average, and then boom. I mean, from 130 it had gone to 330 within, I think, in this last 8-9 months. So what all I'm trying to tell you is that whenever you see these kind of patterns, trust those patterns, and keep a tight reversal levels. Usually these things should work out pretty well. Any more questions you all have? I think it's 5:30 now. I've tried to address all the questions. If at all, if you all have any further more questions, please let me know. Else we can wind up for the day. And in fact, hope that tomorrow we end up getting, uh, we end up getting that follow through move. So let's. Oh, in fact, oh, sorry, I did not see. Oh, I did not realize today is Friday. Oh, so in fact, we have got a weekly close, which is very strong, and which is, all the towards the all time high. I mean, all this while I was under this impression that today it's Thursday. So yeah, I mean, even better. We have got a weekly close towards the all time high. So let's see. I mean, I'm very hopeful now that we should end up, getting those trending move now. So yeah, thanks Deepak. Thanks, and yes, happy New Year to everyone. I genuinely believe that 2026 should be a prosperous year for all of us. So let's see. Let's hope for the best, and let's keep our fingers crossed. Uh, and yeah, I mean, let's learn together, and let's find out, where are the pockets of opportunity. In fact, many a times I end up getting, some good insights when people ask what is this sector doing and so on. So yeah, let's learn together, and I think, now the setup is promising. Let's see how things unfold. So once again, thanks, and catch up on Monday at 5 p.m.